Well, today here on BikeGeeks, we're going to dive into another install and then follow this up with a review on the Bryton 750 or the Rider 750, basically a smart computer for your bicycle. Now, I've had the Bryton 410 in the past. This is their kind of new, awesome, top-of-the-line, colored touchscreen, kind of the rival of what Garmin's been doing with their higher-end stuff. And I'm really looking forward to doing this. Now, I'm actually going to break this video into two pieces. So I actually have not taken this out of the box yet, so I don't really have any time on it, so I can't really tell you much about it in terms of its use. So I'm going to post these videos at the same time, but we're going to do an install today, and then we're going to do a review on the second part of this video, which is going to be a separate video back to back. So, just so you know what's going on. So, welcome back to BikeGeeks. As I like to do on these videos, specifically with the install videos, is we're going to bring it in here, we're going to open the box, we're going to get all the stuff out, show you exactly what it comes with, then we're going to go put it on the bike, and that's really the majority of the harder part of the setup. But before we even put it on the bike, we're going to probably kick it on and see what any of the settings we have to change before we can get it up and running. And then, on the second video, after I have some time with it, we're going to actually, well, go over my thoughts on it. So, let's bring it here, let's get it all out. Alright, so here we have the box. Just some tape on the edge. Lots of stuff in there. Empty box now. Alright, so we actually obviously have the computer itself. That's actually a little bit thicker than I thought it was going to be. Which obviously goes to tell you how much stuff's in there. Bluetooth. It does have AMP Plus as well. It does have this protective plastic. I'm going to leave that on there until we're good, so I don't want to scratch it prematurely, right? Okay, so this would be our mounting stuff. This has our cadence. This one does have the sensor bundle kit with it as well. So we actually have a cadence sensor here that we can actually put into it. Let's see which this is. This is the speed sensor here. So you can actually, you'll have a speed sensor as well. So those are two sensors. So you can choose whether or not to install these. We're going to install them because might as well know everything about it, right? I like these out front mounts personally. I really do. And this one looks like you can actually flip it over. Take the screws out, just flip it over. That's what it appears as though. Maybe not, but we're going to play with it as it comes out of the box. Does have a charge cable. US, it still is micro USB. I think that's probably going to be my first thing that I'm going to say, hey you guys, come on, USB-C, get that thing upgraded. There is a shim in case you need it for the handlebar. Looks like it actually comes with, what do you call it, a lanyard for your wrist. So I'm assuming that, yep, they're on the bottom, look at that. And so you could actually put this on the, not really on the wrist, but like actually onto your stem or something. So if you're worried about it falling off or something, you could have it so it automatically reattaches or is attached permanently to something just by biting it to the bar. Maybe I shouldn't do this on camera anyway because it's not really that big of a deal, but I can always do that later. Alright, so what's in here? Come on. Boom. And there it is. Yep, there's a another sensor here. I think this is like your heart rate sensor, I would assume, that you wear. So, there we go. So yep, there's the strap. Strap it on, and this just buttons to the strap. Which, typically I'm not a person that wears a heart rate monitor. I have it on my wrist with my Apple Watch, so I typically don't wear stuff like this, but I'm probably going to give it a try because I haven't worn one for quite a long time now, actually. Alright, so we have the instruction book here. Goes over everything there. I'll go over that. I'll just kind of browse over it real quick. And then we do have it does come with the Allen wrench to get it installed on the bar. So that'll at least help that out. I don't have to worry about getting tools out. Everything else looks like it straps on with rubber straps. So all these sensors, for instance, actually have this little rubber guy here that it actually straps with. Hey, that makes it really quick and easy to install. So like here's the speed sensor right here. Looks like it goes in like that. Right? And then straps around where you're going to place it. Right? So there's our speed sensor. And it looks basically like the rest of these have the same thing. So the cadence sensor has rubber bands too. It just rubber bands on. Really easy to install is what it's going to look like. So yeah, and of course it does say, I should point this out as well, before we actually put it in, reminder, battery tab, remove battery tab before use. So underneath this, there is a battery door right there. And it looks like we just turn it and it pops open. Yep, there we go. Yep, so there is an actual just just a sticker. So we're going to want to remove that before we actually install it. I'm going to go ahead and remove it right now. Alright, there we go. So that was ready, and then we'll have to get the other one ready. So let me look through this real quick, and then we'll figure out what the next step is. Okay, just to go over kind of what the plan is. Obviously, I'm going to mount mine on the handlebar like this. There we go. I'm going to actually mount that on the handlebar. It does come with this kit here, which is the stem mount, where you would actually mount this on the stem instead. That's actually where I mounted my last one, was on the stem. But I'm going to try the out front mount this time. So we're going to go with that. Then we have the speed sensor. The speed sensor actually straps to your hub in the wheel. So that'll strap to the hub. And then we'll have our cadence sensor. That's that guy there. That one's going to actually strap to the crank arm. So that's where that goes. And yeah, so that's going to be the sensors we're going to install. And then of course, if you choose to wear the heart rate monitor, you obviously where that goes on your chest, underneath your clothing, directly to your chest. So there is that. So I'm going to need to probably charge this guy up, but let's kick it on real quick as well. So push and hold the power button, which is there. Now I'll take this off. Might as well. That makes it easier to see, right? You can see it's turning on. Oh, it is on. It's just hard to see, probably. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Boy, I would tell you it's hard to not get glare with the camera, at least, with my light overhead. But you can see, I'm going to choose English because that's my language. Hit check mark for plus. I'm in miles and pounds. And then we use the Bryton Active app. So let's download that and get that set up. Okay, it's going to be hard to see this because obviously the comments here for this for now, but we have the Bryton Active app. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now I'm going to set this up as fresh. So I haven't had one of these before. Let's say that. So Bryton Active. So typically you would log in with your email address, password. Looks like you could log in with third party. Removed Facebook and Strava. Never mind. So we're going to stick with sign up. You can read the privacy policy if you'd like. Hit agree. Email address, password, confirm password. Let me do that. Okay, got my email and my password in. I'll hit the sign up button. Syncing user data. Alright, so confirmation email has been sent to my email address. I'm going to check that email real quick. So in the email I clicked the link. It's going to a website to activate my account. We'll give it a second. There we go. Thank you. Now I can actually log in the app. So actually, let's go back to the app. And it all looks like it put me in. So, add a device by hitting plus. Alright. It looks like it actually sees it. I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to go ahead and hit pair. Would you like to add this? Let's see. Yes, I'll allow that. To your Bryton account for future sake. Hit yes. My devices, there's all the information, and I can actually just hit the check mark here on the Bryton itself, and now we're back. Now we're fully set up, it looks like. So we have on the actual GPS, if I can show you this. We can choose bike, bike 2. You can have different bikes basically listed in here. So we're going to probably want to set that up. Before I get too into that new device firmware, I'm going to go ahead and update my firmware before I get too far ahead of myself. So I'm going to let it do its thing. Gotcha. So obviously I'm indoors. I'm not going to get a good GPS signal. I'm going to let it do the firmware update, and then we'll be back. So I'll be honest, it's been probably a good 5 minutes or so. It's still at 80%. It's slowly going. I'm going to get everything outside, and we're going to get ready to start installing the stuff while it finishes its stuff. And then we'll finish up the setup of the GPS after we get it mounted. So just so you know what it's like, this is done uploading, and it said it was restarting, so now it looks like it's actually restarting and uploading the firmware. So we'll give that a minute while we get the sensors and mount them installed. That was just awesome. I got my bike set up, I came out, grabbed the camera, and all of a sudden it just got windy all of a sudden. My bike went over. Whatever. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take these, using the Allen wrench that they actually provided. So, I've seen other designs where they actually have kind of a hinge. I actually like that better, rather than the 2-bolt design. But, you know what? It's whatever. And like I said, there is that shim in there, so if you depending on your handlebar or where you want to mount it on your handlebar, obviously that could make a difference as well. And you always want to make sure you tighten evenly. Probably something like that, I'm assuming. And of course I can adjust it later, but you want to even position it, even spacing there. Okay, that's going to be it for the front mount. Now let's get the, I guess the speed sensor. Okay, so the speed sensor is going to wrap around the hub. I'm going to put it on here so you can actually, if I'm sitting on the bike, I'm going to be able to read Bryton on the thing. It's a little dusty down here. I should probably get, whatever, it's going to get more dusty even with what's on there. So that should be as simple as that goes. Now I've already taken out the little sticker off the battery. Now let's get the cadence sensor on the arm. Now with the cadence sensor, you have the sensor itself. Now I did remove the sticker off this battery too. There is this little rubber mat that actually just kind of, you can see where that little button goes on there, and then that will keep it from slipping. And then they give you a whole bunch of different rubber bands depending on the size of your crank arms. So let's go down to mine and see what we get. So I'm going to go right here on this guy here. So you can see the one from this side went over and went into the one from this side, basically made an X. Maybe I'll show you what it looks like on the other side as well, but that's the sensor there. So this is what it looks like on the other side of the crank arm. Well, I apologize for the wind, but it definitely creeped up on us. Alright, so how this actually goes on here is on the that you can see where the two teeth are to the front. So basically you put it on sideways like so, and then you rotate it into position. And now we're locked into place. I'm gonna go, let me get a little better thing so you can see it. Okay, I apologize, but I had to move into the garage because my bike kept blowing over from the wind. It was annoying the heck out of me. So you can see here we have the touch panel now, so we can see bike 2, bike 3, bike 1. So we have 3 different bikes that we have in there. Looks like you can add courses under navigation. You can do voice search. That's right, this one has voice search. So things that I want to play around with here. And of course we're just getting things set up. So go over here, we can actually go to the person. You can see, well, right now I'm as a female, and I can probably do this in the app as well. So maybe I'm going to look into doing that. And then settings, bike settings. So we can change, let's go to bike 1, ride config. Let's go to this guy here. Smart pause on, time lapse speed, okay. GPS system. The Galileo, you can change basically which satellites you want to prioritize. Obviously GPS here in the United States. Power saving GPS. Speed priority. So speed sensors priority 1, then GPS. So you're more accurate, obviously, with the speed setting. And then overview, which looks like it hasn't put in my miles thing yet, but we're probably gonna have to do that on the app. So definitely, for some reason, it's still showing kilometers and stuff in here, so that was something we might have to change. Maybe the profile. Let's go to settings first. I was looking here and I can see sensors, and right now there's no sensors added, so let's add a speed sensor. And there we hit. Let's add that. We'll go ahead and add the speed sensor. Right there, so that's done. Oh, geez, let's go back there. Geez, we have to add our cadence sensor into this. There it is. Go ahead and add that. Okay, and now we have our speed sensor and cadence sensor in here. I don't have any other sensors hooked up, but of course, if you're gonna, you could also do probably the heart rate monitor through this as well. Here's the heart rate, which I'm not going to set up right now, but that is there. All right, so we got that. Let's go into profile here. So yep, this is where it's getting the. I changed the mail on the bike. Can you change? Okay, Imperial. There we go. So we could change our settings. Let me do that real quick. So once I changed the profile settings to Imperial, it did change. If I come over here, you can actually see it's in miles now. So once it's synced, everything went back to, or at least where it's probably supposed to be. Auto calibrate your altitude. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Calibrate that. If you need to change that, you can. That's about what I'm at. So I'm okay with it being what it is. Wi-Fi. Looks like you can actually connect to your Wi-Fi network, so when it comes in, it'll actually do that. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to my Wi-Fi quick. So it just asked for my password. I put my password in, and now we are connected. So we'll hit back there. Also on the bike, it doesn't look like you can do it here. Backlight, how long the let's hit calibrate time. Why not? Calibrate successful. Backlight, how long do you want the backlight on? 15 seconds. I'm gonna leave it for that for now. Odometer, you could have it. It looks like you could actually change the odometer if you needed to. So if you forgot to ride or forgot to take this with you and you want to add some miles to the odometer, you can. So that's kind of nice. Auto syncs on. I think we're fully set up now for the most part. On the device itself, let's go back. Under settings here to the bottom left, let me maybe get a little closer. Alright, let's wake the screen up. Oh, there we goes. Alright, let's hit the setup. Under brightness, this is where you can actually change the brightness level of the display. How bright do you want it? Now obviously it doesn't look like it gets near as bright as my iPhone does, but I am going to make it a little bit brighter than normal. The sensors should, there we are, they're already in there because we linked everything. And you can do a lot of the stuff we did on the phone on here, but it looks like it's a lot easier on the phone because it's, you know, a little more intuitive and you got a lot more screen real estate to mess around with things. So, I mean, that's the gist. We're fully set up. We got the buttons, and basically in my next video we'll go with that over the usage after I actually have some time with this thing. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the bike and get it charged up. But yeah. So that is the full setup of the Bryton Rider 750. Now, Bryton actually sent this over to me to show you guys, and I really appreciate that. I really do. I'm not going to actually base any of my thoughts and opinions off that. I'm going to base it off the basically me buying it outright. And we're going to go over all the other stuff in the full review video that's next. So, on the same channel, I'm going to put links here at the bottom, but also at the end, there'll be basically a link that you can click and take you right over to the review video, which hopefully I'll see you over there. So, let me get some miles on it. Let me see what I think of it before we continue. Otherwise, I'm going to take this and get it charged up and get ready to ride. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking by to the end. We'll catch you on hopefully on this next video. See ya.